Welcome to Today Matters, our short devotional in the Word of God. So I have a question for you. Have you ever been offended? I mean, that's like an obvious answer, right? Like all of us have been offended. But I have another question for you. Have you ever been offended and then it almost made you like go and prove the person wrong because you were like upset by something they said that you didn't think was true, and then you wanted to prove them wrong, and so you went to prove them wrong, and then you found out they were actually right? Like, have you ever been offended and it was actually a good thing in the end? And I want you to think about this because I have a song that I've been listening to, and it's a song called Heretic by Gable Price and Friends, and it's really spoken to me. And there's one thing he says in there that really wrecks me every time I hear it, and it's this. He says, "Offend my mind so that I can know you more." Offend my mind so that I can know you more. Have you ever thought about that you have the ways that you think about the world, the way you think about God, the way you think about other people? And ultimately, we need God to offend our mind, to help us to change our mind. He has to challenge how we already think. God says this in Isaiah 55, "As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, so are my thoughts higher than your thoughts, so is my word that goes from my mouth." The way God thinks, the way God speaks, it's literally higher. As we read his word, we need him to offend our mind. And listen, Jesus did this all throughout his ministry. Think about it. He said this, "Eat my flesh and drink my blood." I mean, how much more weird and offensive can that get? And did Jesus truly mean, "I want you to chomp on my flesh and drink my blood"? Or was he saying something that was so crazy, it just offended your mind? And then he did things like he healed on the Sabbath. He ate with sinners. He ate with the people he wasn't supposed to eat with. He reached out to the leper. He challenged the religious experts. Most of Jesus' ministry is literally offending our minds and helping us to rethink how we see ourselves and how we see God. And I read a quote in this conversation around God offending our mind. He said, "God will offend the mind to reveal the heart." And so I guess we turn back to the beginning, and the question is, have you ever been offended? And have you ever been offended in a way that the offense causes you to go seek the truth? And when you find the truth, you learn that you're actually glad you were offended. So my challenge to you today on Today Matters is to ask God to offend your mind. Ask God to literally change the way you think if it doesn't align with him. Thanks for joining us on Today Matters. We'll see you next time.